What's up, guys? The Immortal Nerd here, and welcome back to Let's Talk Anime, where we talk about anything and everything that is anime. And for today's episode or segment of LTA, I will be comprising the last three episodes for the second season of Attack on Titan. So that's 10, 11, and 12. Since I want to say two Saturdays ago, may have been three. The last one I uploaded was 9. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and do all three of them together to go ahead and get it over with so I can move on to other things. So this will be different. So I think in the last episode you had what you had. I don't remember what you had. But in this 10th episode, not a whole lot was going on. It was the majority of it was pretty much Emir telling her story, her flashback, giving her backstory. To me personally, I really didn't need it. I mean, I'm sure it was important to have for the story, but I really didn't care for it that much. So yeah, that's all episode 10 was. In the beginning you get well, there were some scouts that went back to Connie's hometown to investigate, what that Titan was that was sitting on top of that house. And if you haven't known already, now you will. It is Connie's mother. So that formulated up to the idea of people are being turned to Titans, or Titans are actually humans, or humans are actually Titans. So yeah, and that's how that whole invasion or raid of the Titans came from earlier on in this second season. And then it goes for like 11 minutes. You got Raina, Berto, Aaron, and Amir. They're all, talking. Raina and Berto was talking to Amir about, a plan to get back, to their home, trying to make a deal and all of that. And then it goes into Emir's flashback, and that's pretty much it, really. Uh, well, at the very end of the 10th episode, Emir, she changes into her Titan form to go get Historia, which is her real name, aka Krista, because the scouts was catching up to them pretty fast, so they had to dip. And Emir was like, "No, I can't have that. I gotta go get Historia. That's the only way she'll be safe. Or this is what I want. I want to be selfish and take Historia with us. So if you don't let me do it, I'm gonna throw this whole plan out of whack." So yeah, they let her do that, and she got her, and they left off, and that was the end of the 10th episode. So going into the 11th episode, it has Rhina, because he had transformed into his armor Titan form, and Bertolt and Ymir, they are on the back of Rhina, and he's running off trying to, make it to their home. And somehow the scouts were able to catch up with them. I don't I don't see how that was possible. I mean, maybe Rhino was trying to pace himself so he wouldn't lose energy when he got there, or it was the armor plates that he has on his body. It just weighs a crap ton, and he has like multiple armor plates on him. So that could have been the reason, or him just not having enough energy, him not being at 100%, to run as fast as he wanted to. Who knows? But I was like, no, that couldn't happen. But if those things that I stated were the case, then I'll let it slide. Then what goes on to that, Emir, she has a Historia. She explains to her why she did what she was doing. Talks about her flashback a little more, and I was like, that really doesn't make any sense because she was telling her that she's in trouble or she was going to get killed anyway because she stole the Titan's power. But in the flashback, you saw for her punishment because this military group had caught this underground cult praising her for being or having the blood of the king through her, and they had punished her and her followers by injecting her with this Titan formula. That's what I'm gonna call it. So I don't see how that being stolen. I mean, it was given to you as a punishment or a curse for your crime. So I don't know what happened there. A loss in translation or mistranslation. I don't know. But that thing I didn't get. Uh, what else you have? Once the scouts catches up to them, you have Mikasa, Armin, Connie, who else? Jean, and what's the girl name? The bread girl. I can't remember her name, but we're gonna call her Bread. Sasha. That's her name. Sasha. There we go. Sasha. They had all of them surrounding Rhina because they was going to get to Berto because they had Aaron, and that's who they're trying to get. And I like the part that they was trying to do there. Like they had them all gathered around, and they was like reminiscing over the times that they had, and they were like trying to get Berto to, to ease up, to open up, nicely to get Aaron out. They were like, hey, I mean, if you let us get Aaron, I'm sure we can work things out. I'm sure that what you were doing, there was a reason for it. Help us to understand, why you were doing this stuff. And Mikasa, like I told you in the other episodes that I've done, that I just don't like her character right now. I just don't like her. She goes and ruin it because there's a scene that Berto, he does his little monologue or speech, and it's just so perfect. And she just goes, she ruins it. Like, let me show you. I'm gonna show you guys. Here, this is what I'm talking about right here.
No, you're wrong. Who chooses to be this? Tell me! What do you think I am? Huh? What? You think this is what we aspire to be? People loathe us. And why wouldn't they? We're monsters. We deserve to die for the things we've done. We're lost. We could live 1,000 years and never again know peace. Try to imagine that darkness. The only light was our brief time as soldiers. It was never a lie. Do you understand? We're not who we said we were, but it wasn't an act. We genuinely thought of you as our friends. I'm not stupid. I know I have no right to ask forgiveness. But please, I beg of you, if we were comrades, someone find us.
Give him back. I won't ask again.
You see what I'm talking about? He was giving a good speech right there. Like, I was feeling it. I was in my feels. Like, yeah. And then she goes and put a cork in it. Like, she doesn't care because all she cares about is Aaron. That's it. But if she was really listening, and I'm sure if all of the others, they were truly listening, to me, that was like a cry for help. Because at the end, the last part, she said, if we were comrades, please come find us. Like, to me, that sounds like a cry for help. And I'm sure it would have made sense for them to just stop what they're doing and hand over Aaron, but they're in some deep water. Like, if they don't do their mission, they're gonna be screwed. So it was like they have to do what they're doing, but when we get there, come save us. I mean, I'm like, why can't they roll with that? I'm like, yeah, just let them go ahead and do what they do and have them as like double spies or whatever, double agents. I mean, couldn't they do that? But I don't know. I mean, if anything, Armin, he could have thought of that because they have him portrayed as being, super smart, like a Sherlock Holmes, him analyzing every situation and just automatically guessing or assuming uh, the correct what's the word events that's happening or going to happen. And I'm like, I kind of had a little problem with that. I'm like, mm, I don't know, but it just seemed that he was getting it too quickly, or even if it was just theory, it was right on. I didn't like that. It was just too simple. It was too simple. I want to see them actually work more into it. It's just making it too simple for him. I want him to have more challenges in him, and I guess they tried to portray that because after that whole speech, you see Commander Irvin. He's in front of them now with the gang of Titans and the rest of the MPs. And I'm like, what? Now he's in front of them now. I'm like, there's no way that those horses could be that fast to catch up to them, go past them, and end up being in front of them without the rest of the people noticing. Like, how did that work? But anyway, chuck it up to those excuses, I guess. But yeah, you have Irvin. He's coming at them with a gang of Titans, so they had to break free, and then a whole mess was going on. Right now, he's surrounded by those Titans trying to break free, so he had to release his hands where Bertolt and Aaron was. So Bertolt wasn't protected anymore. So that's when they saw the opening. Mikasa try to go in and get Eren, but she misses, screws up, and gets almost killed herself by a Titan. But Irvin, he comes in, so like Mikasa was the distraction almost, so Irvin could take that opportunity to get Eren. And well, before that, Armin, he's there, and this is where I was talking about they try to put in that challenge of Armin because he was trying to figure out what did he had to use in order to push forward in this crisis, in order to win this war that's going on. And it was pretty much like he had to lose his sanity or his humanity in order to get the advantage of this, because he like changed into a different person. He started talking crazy about Annie because he figured out, or from his observations, he figured out that Bertolt had some type of feelings for Annie, and he used that against him, saying that she was locked up in some interrogation room, being tortured and all of that. And that's what set Bertolt loose, putting him off guard. And I'm like, man, if he really knew Annie, or even Raina, if they really knew Annie, they would have known that she had some type of defense mechanism, because at the end of the first season she does enclose herself in this like diamond shell that they have no type of technology to break into. So if they'd known that, they would have known Eren was lying, and they could have been on to what they was doing and got to where they needed to be. But no, they didn't. So that was with that. So once they did get Eren, what happened? Reiner, he went out berserk and started throwing the Titans that was left on him, to the rest of the scouts, so they couldn't run away with Eren. And all of that amidst, at the end, a familiar Titan returns, and that is the Smiling Titan. Yeah, that is the Titan that ate Eren's mother in the first episode, I believe it was, of season 1. Yeah, so I'm like, oh I'm like, what's gonna happen? And it ends it like that. So that leaves you with the 12th and final episode of this. Pretty much in this one, a whole lot of stuff went down. Starts off back with the Smiling Titan. You get Hannes. He ends up stepping up before Aaron does to take revenge of the Smiling Titan, because in the first episode of the first season, Hannes, he pretty much, what's the word I want to use? I can't think of the word, but he ends up becoming a coward because he couldn't face that Smiling Titan. He was too scared, so he picked up Mikasa and Aaron and left. His mom behind, and he felt guilty the whole time for doing that. So now that he has this courage, or he found this resolve, he was able to take this revenge for Aaron's mother. But Hannes ends up meeting a nasty fate. It doesn't go well, and you see Aaron right there. He just pretty much breaks down, going over that whole "this is my fault" thing again, like always. I mean, if he just wasn't such a punk, he could have prevented all of this. But it was, yeah, I guess that just led way to this new ability that he has. I don't know what it was called. Reiner had called it something earlier. I don't know what it was, but pretty much Aaron now has the ability to command all of these titans, specifically the ones that aren't intelligent. And he finds this out because after the Smiling Titan, kills Hannes, he stands up and he balls up his fist and was about to go for a punch. Now what happened? Well, nothing really happens. But after like a split second, there was some type of force that made the Smiling Titan hands ricochet off of Aaron's fist, and I'm like, to me, when I first saw it, to me, I was like, does Aaron has the ability to access his Titan powers without actually going into Titan form? That would have been pretty cool. But then later on, he start, he does another swing again, and it makes the other Titans that was on Reiner go to the Smiling Titan and kill it. And I'm like, that sucks. Like, to me, that sucks, because I'm like, that's a lame power to me, because he can pretty much not do anything. He doesn't have to do anything, but the Titans could do the things for him. But I'm sure that's not going to happen a whole lot for like the later seasons for this series, because Aaron is the type of person that wants to do things by himself. That will probably be an ability that he would only use if he has no other choice but to use it. But I was like, man, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks to me. That was I felt that as being a cop out. Anyways, and after all of that, they do end up escaping. Amir, she ends up going with Reiner and Bertolt back to their home, back to Reiner and Bertolt's home place. You go back to the scouts, they're talking about everything that happened. Then towards the very end, they have like all the scouts standing on the wall, or like one side of the wall, and it zooms up across the fields, and you see that Beast Titan standing up on another wall with a guy standing on top of him, and he's like looking off into the distance, and he says something like, "Not just yet," and it just fades to black, and I was like, "What?" you had to end it right there, didn't you? Like, yeah, of course you did. To leave us in suspense like that, wondering who that person is. Now, when I originally did the video for the last episode, I had a theory that it could have been Aaron's dad. I'm not so sure now. It could be somebody else's dad, because that's what I'm going with. It's going to be somebody's dad, because this whole dad thing has been, the foundation around everything that's going on. So I'm thinking it's being somebody's dad, but I don't know who. I guess we will find that out, or we probably wouldn't even find it out in the third season when that comes out. I hope so, depending on how long it is. It may be another 12 episodes or 24, 25. If it's 25, then we will probably be waiting 3 to 4 years for this, because the second season was 12 and we waited like 2 years for it. So be expecting to wait a long time for this if it does be around 24 or 25 episodes, just to let you guys know. But yeah, that was it. The show in general, I give it 2 thumbs up. You should go watch it if you have not seen it yet. Very good show. Put in the comments below what was your favorite scene or scenes from this second season. Who was your favorite character? Who was your least favorite character? I'm sure you guys already know who was my least favorite character. My favorite is Levi. Of course, I'm pretty sure that's almost everybody else's. But anyway, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed my reactions and thoughts for the second season of Attack on Titan. And I will be doing more for different seasons. Not seasons, but series. Just don't know what yet. I guess you guys can put that in the comments below for what series I can do next. Give me your opinions. I would love them. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. Get this out there to all the nerds in the universe, multiverse, and alternate dimensions. And I will see you in the next one. The Immortal Nerd. Signing off.